Hi, this is David again, and again, I'd like to report something that many people suspect, but I have some proof. The Mormon Church has been involved in satanic ritual abuse. Now, I'm sure that the one or two Mormons on my comment page just fell off their chair and go, holy shit, what is he talking about? Well, I've got the proof. Now I've got to put my glasses on because you know I can't see crap without them. All right. I'm going to pull this up here, and let's see if I can do it. You know, okay, it looks like it might. Okay, I think I'm still recording. And, okay, here we go. Sunday, January 29, 2006. Glenn L. Pace's memo on realistic child abuse. This is a real shocker. If you haven't seen it before, what has the Mormon Church done about it? Okay, now, Brother Pace was a general authority, okay, and I think he was demoted to a 70 after this particular document. And he says, July 19th, 1990. Now, I'm reading the damn document. So the Mormons, you know, you can go on this and just Google Pace memo, P-A-C-E memo. You'll read exactly what I'm reading here. July 19th, 1990. It's to Strengthening Church Members Committee. I told you that Nazi organization was in the Mormon Church. Here's a general authority writing a memo to the committee to strengthen the members. Right. From Bishop Glenn L. Pace. He was a presiding bishop, not a bishop of a local ward. He was one of the higher-up bishops. Subject: ritualistic child abuse. Okay, and I'm not going to read the whole thing because obviously you can read for yourself. A lot of my patrons, that's what the Mormon Church calls you. You're my patrons. Followers. Some of them can read. So go read it for yourself. But I'll give you just a synopsis here. He said, you have already received the LDS Social Services Report on Satanism dated May 24th, 1989, a report from Brent Wood, and a memorandum from myself dated October 20th, 1989, in response to Brother Wood's report. Okay? I have met with over 60 victims, says Elder Pace, Bishop Pace. The number could be twice or three times as many if I was not disciplining myself to only one meeting a week. On the other hand, I felt someone needed to pay the price to obtain an intellectual and spiritual conviction as to the seriousness of this problem within the Mormon Church. The abuse occurred in the following places: Utah, 37 victims, Idaho, 3, California, 4, Mexico, 2, and other places, 14. 53 victims are currently living in the state of Utah. All 60 individuals are members of the Mormon Church. 45 victims alleged witnessing and or practicing in human sacrifice. Can I repeat that? Human sacrifice. The majority were abused by relatives, often their parents. All have developed psychological problems, and most have been diagnosed as having multiple personality disorder or some other form of dissociative disorder. Okay, MPD, multiple personality, doesn't really basically exist in the DSM-4 revised anymore. It's dissociative disorder. It's the old-fashioned, some of you are so young, you don't know this, where people have split personalities, they used to call it. Well, satanic ritual abuse children, it's only children, it never happens when you're an adult, but children are so traumatized by satanic ritual abuse ordinances and procedures that to survive the pain and the suffering, they split off into another person who often has a different voice, can be a different sex, can be a different age. Anyway, if you want to read about dissociative disorders, be my guest. The torture is not a consequences of the loss of temper, but the execution of well-planned, well-thought-out rituals often performed by close relatives. When the episode is over, the core personality is again in control and the individual is not conscious of what happened. That's the children. Okay? Oftentimes, they continue the rituals through their teens and early 20s, unaware of their involvement. Many individuals whom I have spoken have served missions. Can I repeat that? The presiding bishop says some of them are returned missionaries, and it has not been until later that they began to remember. One individual has memories of participating in rituals while serving as a full-time missionary. Now, those of you that have written into me and said, well, you know, is it really a cult? Listen up. Listen up. They don't know how to cope with the emotions because they can't find the source. As they become more adults and move into another environment, someone triggers the memories, and consequently flashbacks and nightmares occur. One day they will have been living a normal life, and the next day will be in a mental hospital in a fetal position. Now, I have a master's degree plus 28 postgraduate credits, and I've dealt a little bit and done research and have been not involved in satanic ritual abuse, but have studied it. This is all true. This is all true. For example, the first memory might be of incest. Then they remember robes and candles. Gee, like priesthood robes, left side, right side, in the Mormon temple. Next, they realize that their father or mother or both were present when they were being abused. Another layer will be the memory of seeing other people hurt and even killed. Many times they'll kill animals, but some of these cults will kill people. Another layer is realizing that they have participated in the sacrifices. One of the most painful memories may be that they've even sacrificed their own baby. That's true. In satanic ritual abuse, a lot of I'm not going to say a lot, some of the girls do sacrifice their own babies because they're told to bow their head and say yes, like in a Mormon temple. Let's see. The irony is one of the objectives of the occult is to create multiple personalities within the children in order to keep the secrets. Gee, does the Mormon Church have any secrets? Some parallels here. Some parallels. However, when 60 witnesses testify to the same type of torture and murder, it becomes impossible for me personally not to believe them. So here's the presiding bishop of the Mormon Church in about 1990 writing a memo to the committee to strengthen the members saying satanic ritual abuse does occur in the Mormon Church. It is an occult. It is the occult running these things, and that children are being satanically, ritually abused. The spiritual indoctrination which takes place during the physical abuse is one of the most difficult to overcome. In addition to experiencing stark terror and pain, the children are also instructed in satanic doctrine. Everything is completely reversed. White is black, black is white, good is bad, bad is good. Satan is going to rule during the millennium. Gee, is that kind of like a church court of love? The words are the opposite. Children are put in a situation where they believe they're going to die, such as being buried alive. That's true. That is common in satanic ritual abuse. Or being placed in a plastic bag and immersed in water. That is true. I've seen that and studied that. Prior to doing so, the abuser tells the child to pray to Jesus to see if he will save her. Imagine a 7-year-old girl having been told that she is going to die, praying to Jesus to save her, and nothing happens. Then at the last moment, she's rescued. Let me go on here. I don't know. This just makes me upset. I've known about this for years, but I've never done a video on it. There are personalities who feel they have been given themselves to Satan, and there is no hope for forgiveness. The core of the person is an active member of the church, often with a temple recommend. Could I repeat that, please? Often with a temple recommend. Most of the victims are suicidal. No one should be surprised about that. They don't tell anybody. Our priesthood leaders, when faced with such cases, are understandably at a loss of how to respond. Orthodox counsel is completely ineffective. Boy, I'll tell you, if you don't go to a counselor that specializes in satanic ritual abuse, most counselors are not even close to understanding the dissociative behaviors, the other kinds of things, the compartmentalizing of the brain. They have no idea. Here's one. Here's your presiding bishop. I'm sorry to say that many of the victims have had their first flashbacks while attending the temple for the first time. For example, the verbiage and gestures are used in realistic ceremonies in a very debased and often bloody manner. Gee, when the victims go to the temple and hear the exact words, horrible memories are triggered. Do you think that that might have had something to do before 1990 where they said they were going to slit your throat and cut your guts out? Your stomach guts are going to get cut out if you ever tell the secret? That's up to you. I've already made my mind up, but it's up to you. The perpetrators are also living a dual life. Many are temple recommend holders. Am I making this up, Mormons? Go Google. Paste memo. This leads to another reason why the church needs to consider the seriousness of these problems. In effect, the church is being used. I will not go out of my way, not let the victims give me the names, etc. There are young women leaders, young men leaders, bishops, a patriarch, a stake president, temple workers, and members of the tabernacle choir. Boy, I'd like to hear them sing a song while a child is being dipped upside down in blood. These accusations are not coming from individuals who think they recognize someone, but from those who have been abused by people they know. In many cases, their own family members. Sometimes the abuse has taken place in our meeting houses. That means wards and stake centers. Sometimes the abuse has happened there, according to the presiding bishop. Not according to David, the presiding bishop. Yeah, it goes on and on. It's a long thing here, but it obviously... Oh, here we go. Wait. Yeah, it's not worth reading. We have allegations to indicate that this is true of people in high places today in both the church and the government who are leading this dual life. The secret combinations were mentioned through the Book of Mormon. Many of us have read this all of our lives and click our tongues at how awful it would be to live in such a time. Those victims with which I have spoken testify to these things going on around us today. Yeah, it's too sickening to go on. I don't want to go on. Okay, how do I get rid of this? I don't know. Anyway, I just wanted to report to you that satanic ritual abuse is well documented in the Mormon Church. If you get Mitt Romney in a question and answer meeting for being president, please ask him if Bishop, the presiding Bishop Pace, wrote a memo that is now public, and I've seen his signature on it, that says that there's satanic ritual abuse going on in the Mormon Church. Mission presidents, state presidents, temple workers, bishops, goes all the way up the line. Now, I've studied satanic ritual abuse, and this fits. It fits. They're usually fanatical religious people. They usually twist and turn religion and Christianity into satanic stuff, scare the hell out of little kids, and the little kids divide into dissociative disorders. I had a wife that claimed that she was satanically, ritually abused. Maybe she was, but I know she was a lesbian. I don't know, maybe she liked the same porn I like. I don't know. Anyway, she said when she went to the temple the first time, she was so freaked out that she almost left the session because she had been a satanic ritual abuse survivor. So, please, Mormons, speak to the topic. Don't say that, let's see, I've been called gay. I got that one finally. I got gay, ugly, bald. My kids are bald. Or no, my kids are ugly. Let's see. I'm fat. I need to die. I'm a Jew. I've been called every name. Go back on my website there. YouTube. I've never erased any of the Mormon comments. See what the people are like. They never address the issue. They always go around the issue and they never answer the question. Here is the question. Do you believe that your presiding Bishop Pace wrote a memo to the committee to strengthen the members, clearly proving and indicating that there is a satanic ritual abuse in the Mormon Church? Just answer that question. It's a yes or it's a no. See, Mormons don't know yes or no. They know, well, let me spin, 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 round and round and round. So, there it is. Look it up. Pace memo on Google. See if I'm lying.